What's going on, everyone? Moose here, Air Guns of Michigan, and today we have the Impact M3 Slugger on the bench again. And you know, listen, I want to say something, and I'm going to talk a lot in this video. So if you're not one that's into long videos, there's no shooting involved, anything like that. And if you're not interested in the educational part of this whole project and process, then now's probably a great time for you just to back out. Because this is educational. And that's all it's going to be. So you guys know that we've embarked upon this Slugger setup of the FX Impact M3 power block, and I'm going to shoot it to you straight. That's what I do. I can tell you right now that these are the modifications that have been done to the gun. We do have the Sekhmet gauges now. So Sekhmet, thank you, Fred, for sending these out. We have the Sekhmet single gauge on the regulator side, on the other side over here. And all it does is tell bar pressure. And then we have the advanced Sekhmet on the bottom here that'll tell you shot count, how much area you've used, the whole 9 yards. But we do have the two Sekhmet gauges on here. We also have the Impulse Air added to this. If you've seen the video on the Impulse Air, then you'll understand why I did that. I did it more for a weight reason. I had a lot of barrel droop running the Ronin off the end of this. For some reason, when I got my Saber Tactical rail, it did not come with the little plastic piece that goes inside here that's supposed to help support your barrel. I didn't get one. So I reached out to Donnie FL and I haven't heard back. So I don't think I'm ever going to get one. I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe. I guess. Possibly. But either way, I don't have one. So I had a lot of barrel droop from that Ronin on the end. And when I swapped out for a lighter moderator, and it could have been a Tonto too. I'm just saying I have the Impulse on there because I was doing some testing for them as well, and then a review. But, you know, I was basically getting about 11 inches of drop adding the Ronin, so change that up. It does have the slug power kit in it. The spring in the front here is the standard spring that came with the M3. It is not the lighter slug power kit spring, just so you guys know. The hammer is the Huma hammer weight tuning hammer. It's the big one. It's the heavier of the two. So there's my original hammer. There's the lighter, and then this one's actually out of my Maverick because I put a tungsten hammer in my Maverick. Trigger work done on the gun. Polished everything internally. I did have to replace the valve body, or the valve housing. I don't know. The valve. The valve. Yeah, I replaced the valve and the valve rod. Polished everything internally, like I said. So those are really the only modifications that are done to the gun, which not that that's not a lot, because it is. But here's the thing. I have the front reg set at 210 bar. The rear reg is set at 170 bar. And I'm just going to say it how it is. This does have the carbon fiber sleeve in it. This is a 700 millimeter barrel, and it does have the heavy liner in here. And I can tell you that I can't get anything over 34 grain to shoot worth a hill of beans out of this gun. Just can't. Just can't. Now I will say this, that I am trying to achieve what most people would consider slug speed So being over 1,000 feet per second or dang close, I was able to achieve 990 feet per second in this setup with 40 grain slugs. If I go down to 38 grain slugs, I can get a little over 1,030-ish. If I come down to 20 or 35 grains, or roughly therein, I can achieve like 1,080. 32 and a 32.4s, I can get dang close to like 1,080, 1,090. But here's where I'm going with this. Without a tensioning setup and a heavier hammer, I am running the gun at its ragged edge to achieve the speeds that most of us would consider slug speeds. Just throwing it out there. Listen, this is an educational video too. Keep that in mind. Listen, can't even tell you how many people I've had tell me that, you know, oh man, you're doing something wrong. Oh man, you suck at tuning. Oh man, this, oh man, that. Listen, the group of people that I hang out with, I assure you, have even included me in their own ranks as far as being a tuner. I can tune an impact, and I can do it very well. And my 30 cal bench rest gun proves it, because I just know how to tune. And, you know, and I'm not trying to defend myself, but I'm trying to make sure that everybody out there doesn't just sit back and go, man, I seen Rick Ram's gonna shoot 300 yards of splitting cards. I get it. I get it. But I'm telling you, for this particular gun, with a 700 millimeter untensioned barrel, nothing on the front of this Saber Tactical rail to hold my barrel tight, it's just not possible in this gun. Now, I've also confirmed this with two other very well-known tuners, one of which has been to FX training to learn all about these guns and how to tune them. And, you know, I've consulted with many very well-known tuners, and we've all come up with the same consensus. It's really this 700 millimeter barrel that is stopping me from having good grips. It's not that I can't push the slugs. It's the fact that the violence that comes out of this gun from having it tuned so high to shoot 40 grain projectiles at those kinds of speed is just more than this barrel can deal with. That's really what it boils down to. So I did reach out to FX, and I did tell them, I said, hey, listen, you know, I've wasted tons of ammo chasing something that now I've actually come to terms with, that a 700 millimeter barrel, we're not talking a tension barrel, we're not talking your own tension system, we're not talking that, we're talking a stock 700 millimeter heavy lined carbon fiber tubed barrel is not capable, in my eyes, of shooting 40 grain slugs accurately. At 50 yards, that's about what I get. At 100 yards, I get about 2-inch groups. Well, to me, that's not accurate. That's really close in the ballpark. And I'm not saying that there's not one certain person out there, maybe there's 10 of you, or maybe there's 150 of you. And of course, there's always the, bro, I sling 40 grain slugs at 1,070 with no extra hammer, nothing, man. It came like that out the damn box. And I'm shooting sub-MOA groups, 100 yards, rain, shine, hurricane, don't freaking matter, eyes closed, Ray Charles shooting my damn gun. I know, you are the freaking man. You really are. And God, I wish I was as good as you. But I'm not. So, I'm going to tell you, the reality of it. The reality of this is, this setup, everything that I've talked about, if you want to shoot a 34 grain or lower slug, this thing is a rocket ship. I love the Varmint Knocker 32 grains. I think they're 32.4. Do I got a pack of them laying around here? 32.8, sorry. 32.8. Didn't mean to bust on that, Dale. These Varmint Knocker 32.8 grains, I'll tell you what, out of this exact setup, the way it is, other than the regulators don't need to be quite this high, but they could be. It's a lights out disaster master. Cook it, flip it, smack it, rub it down. Oh no. I mean, I'm telling you, those slugs right there, out of this gun right here, at about 1,040 to 1,050 feet per second. Yeah, man. Absolutely. 100%. However, once you start pushing a little bit faster, it just can't hang, guys. This is why the tension barrels have been around, and why FX finally made a tension barrel. So I am still waiting on mine. They did recently ship out to some stores, and me for one, I'm glad. As a reviewer, I think stores need to have them first, because if I've got one and I'm boasting about how good it is, and then you can't get one, well, that kind of ticks you off, doesn't it? Just saying. So I don't mind the fact that everybody else got theirs way before I did. I don't care. Doesn't bother me. Tungsten hammer, same way. I don't really care. Whatever. I'll get it when I get it. And then I'll show you the reality of what it really does and what it can and can't do. So I have literally spent the last 3 weeks chasing 40 grain slugs through this gun. I have literally shot about 2,000 rounds through this gun of 38 and 40 grain slugs, to no avail. No avail. No matter what I do. And we're talking even bringing in other people that, well, I mean, for one of the guys, Ken, people pay him to tune their guns. He's good. He's real good. And then my other buddy, Joe, forget about it. Listen, I'm not talking about a couple of schmucks that just pick up a gun. I'm talking about how many of you guys have shot 2,000 rounds through one gun in 3 weeks. That's a lot of rounds, and that's not all the shooting I've done. But I mean, me and the guys that I hang out with, we all shoot 1,000 rounds a week or better. Every week. Hands down. Most of the time, it's more like 1,500 rounds. So, you know, we're not talking about a bunch of schmucks sitting around going, man, we think or we know. No, we know what we're doing. And I can tell you that it's just, I'm going to admit defeat on 40 grains out of this configuration. So, fast forwarding again, FX assures me my tension barrel's on its way sooner or later. Tungsten hammer's on its way. Should be getting the GRS bipod as well. So, you know, we're going to be able to test out all the new stuff and see what we can't get to happen off of that. But for right now, I'm going to have to call it quits. I was out at the range again this morning, and this is kind of where this came from. And I was about 400 rounds in, and I just finally said, you know what, dude, stop pulling the trigger, man. You got to stop the insanity, because you're shooting the same 2 to 3 inch groups all the time, and you're trying to achieve that 1 inch group, and it's just not going to happen. There's too much violence here. There just is, man. The gun, when it goes off, is just like wow, wow, wow. It's crazy. I actually set up my phone to record a video, and I accidentally deleted it, but I'm going to do it again. And I put it on slow-mo to show when I pull that trigger just how violent that barrel gets. It's pretty violent. So we're gonna show that. I'm gonna get some better footage of that. But so I'm not calling it quits, and I'm not telling you this isn't a good gun, guys. You know, I see people in the comments, man, I sure am glad I saw this video because I was about to pull the trigger and I would have wasted a ton of money. No, sir, you would not have wasted a ton of money because this right here is about the best damn air gun you're gonna buy. But everything has its limitations. You know, I mean, people talk about this air gun or that air gun. Show me another air gun in 22 cal that's splitting cards at 300 yards like Rick's did. Show me another air gun in 22 cal that's shooting 500 yards like Rick's did. So if Rick's gun is capable of 500 yards, so is this one. The only thing I'm missing is the tension barrel and the tungsten hammer. So once I have those, this is a 500 yard capable gun. So show me another air gun that does that. You can't, because I mean, not in 22 caliber. At least not that I've seen. I've reviewed a lot of air guns, just saying. So, you know, I mean, I'm not telling you guys this gun sucks. But I told you that I was going to be honest. I told you I was going to tell you everything that I've learned. And I can tell you personally 3 things. 1, heavy liner in a 700 millimeter barrel. Heavy liner, you don't need it. Some of you out there may want one. It will work. But anything less than, really, I mean, honestly, in my personal findings, anything less than 32 grains, maybe 34 grains, your groups are going to be worse than if you just stuck with the standard liner. For what this gun is capable of producing in its current configuration, 700 millimeter, 32.8, or somewhere roughly in there, is where you want to be. 700 millimeter barrel with a heavy moderator, don't do it. Don't do it. I'm telling you right now. Listen, I have nothing bad to say about a good moderator like the Donnie FL Ronin. Other than the fact that if you're shooting a 700 millimeter barrel, it's too heavy. It is. Too much barrel group. It just is what it is. The other thing that I would say, so once again, heavy liner, probably don't need it. 22 caliber, I think that, like I said, 32, 34 grains are good enough. And I'm going to tell you another really important thing that I've learned. I should have done this in 25 cal. That's the reality of it. It's not to say that 22 isn't good, man. This is a bad to the bone gun. It produces ridiculous energy. It really, truly does. But for those of you guys that are looking for that Hulk smash and blah, I'm going to honestly say that the next round that we do with this gun, and hopefully FX will be on board, I think we're going to do it in 25. I think we're just going to swap the barrels out, swap the pellet probe out, or the slug probe. Well, actually, this one works with 25, duh. I got the little 25 thing right there. So I don't even need to swap that. All I got to do is pull this barrel out, put a 25 in there, do a 25 tension barrel, and we'll see the same results, or what we can get off of that. I just think that... you know, if I had an 800 millimeter barrel, I think we'd be in better shape. And I'm not talking tension. I'm just talking 800 in general. I think we'd be in better shape. But 600, I think, would do a little bit better out of this gun for, you know, a little bit heavier of a slug. But 700, just letting you guys, I'm just being honest. You know, if you shoot lighter weight slugs, you know, let's say like 25 to 30 grain, oh man, you can get them things zinging. And I mean, even then, I mean, oh, absolutely capable of, you know, 300, 400 yards, without a doubt. Obviously, wind is a little bit more of a factor with a lighter slug, but either way, very capable. But once again, remember, we talked about wanting to do 40 grain slugs way out at distance. And until we get the tension barrel, she's going to get put away. She's just not capable of pushing the slugs the way that I want to in its current configuration. So, with that being said, definitely don't be discouraged about an impact. I mean, you know, listen, I literally took this gun to bench rest the other day, and literally, I mean, guys, it was set up to sling slugs. Still had the heavy hammer in it, and I wanted to shoot bench rest with it. So I quickly detuned the gun as fast as I could to get it to shoot 25.39s. I was shooting 25.39s at like 1,010, and I think I came in 4th place. It was either 4th or 5th, but either way, it was tight. I was right up there with 3rd and 4th, even if I was 5th. I think I was 5th, but either way, I mean, I was only like 2 or 3 points behind 3rd and 4th. So, I mean, the gun's incredible. It's just, I'm asking it to do more than what physics and science dictates this gun's capable of doing. So, with that being said, I'm Moose. This is Guns, Michigan. This is my baby. She is my project for sure. Once again, huge shout out to AccuTac for all the support that you guys have been throughout the years that I've been doing this, man. I can't thank you guys enough. To Sekhmet, Fred, thank you again for sending out this stuff. To Element for the amazing Titan optic. Donnie FL for, you know, the parts that he sent with the Ronin and all that. I'm touching the end here. But Saber Tactical with all of its amazing gear. And, you know, Impulse Air for this. Ergo Grip. Can't forget about my buddies from Ergo. If you're not shooting Ergo Air, you're just not feeling it, man. Trust me when I say that. Like I said, you know, Duke from FX, thanks so much, man. I really appreciate everything that you guys have done. You know, Jonathan, thank you guys. You know, Frederick, you know, thanks for producing such a great gun. All the guys at 68 Whiskey, Rick Rem, Cyclops Joe, you know, just all the guys that I've been following throughout the years. You know, PJ, Wisconsin Air Gunners, you know, just great people to be around in general. You know, we couldn't do a lot that we don't, you know, that we do without, you know, the help of all these guys. Certainly Tom at High Pressure Pneumatics. Zon Slugs, thank you so much for, you know, for sticking it out with me over this project. You know, the project's not done, but just, you know, trying to give some stuff. JSB for everything that they've done. NSA, Dale at Varmint Knockers. Just, you know, if I've forgotten anybody, man, it's nothing personal. There's just a ton of people that I could. Splatterburst. Thank you so much to Splatterburst. Carrie, you are just an awesome individual, man. You are the oldest sponsor that I have. I really appreciate everything that you've done just to help me out. I mean, even just the shipping mix-up from the other day, man, just thank you so much for being such a great dude and hooking me up with that. And, you know, just along the way, Eagle Vision for their scope cam. You know, just, man, just the list just goes on and on. You guys have been awesome throughout this journey. Like I said, we're not done, but I definitely wanted to give a lot of shout-outs while the time was right to do that. And, you know, I think until we get the tension barrel, we're not going to be showcasing the M3 for a while. I'm probably going to start messing around with the Maverick. and then filling in with some of the other videos that I've got kind of backlogged. So, till next time, I'm Moose. This is Eric Hunts, Michigan. This is the Slugger. And we'll talk to you guys all soon enough. Till next time, be good to each other and God bless.